Leon Lowe, a criminal behavior psychologist, bumps into Sherilyn Tan, a lawyer who also sponsors Makoto, at a restaurant in Singapore's Marina Bay Sands Hotel. Later, while at the shopping center, Sherilyn is discovered stabbed, followed by a series of explosions. Subsequently, the police find Kaito Kid's card, stained with blood, in the elevator where Sherilyn was attacked. Meanwhile, Singapore's merlion unexpectedly spurts blood from its muzzle. Meanwhile, Kagoro, Ran, and Sonoko have traveled to Singapore to support Makoto Kayagaku, the formidable karateka with a 400-match winning streak, participating in a karate tournament. Conan, without a passport and unable to travel overseas, was supposed to stay home. He pleads with Hibara to provide him with the antidote to transform into Shinichi, but she refuses. Later that night, while Conan is out for a stroll, Kid, disguised as Ran, stealthily approaches him. Conan notices her, but gets captured. Realizing he's trapped in a suitcase, Conan uses a pen to poke the zipper, freeing himself promptly. Looking around, he realizes he's in Singapore, also noting that his body color has darkened. Conan attempts to find Ran but notices Shinichi, who is actually Kid in disguise, is also present. Shinichi engages in a brief conversation with Ran and Sonoko before approaching Conan. Kid informs Conan about his mission involving a sapphire and requests his help. Conan refuses, but Kid reveals how he transported him and emphasizes that Conan won't be able to return to Japan without his assistance, holding his glasses, wristwatch, clothes, and more as leverage. At that moment, Ran discovers Shinichi and notices Conan. Unaware of his identity, she asks for his name, and he improvises the name Arthur Hirai. Meanwhile, Sonoko messages Ran to meet her at a specific location. She is also texting Makoto when Ryujiro Nakatomi and his bodyguards pass by. Sonoko argues with Ryujiro, surprising him with her attitude, but then Makoto arrives and defeats all of Ryujiro's bodyguards. Ryujiro quickly escapes. Under the bridge, the group, including Arthur, has a brief conversation. Makoto explains that due to the death of his sponsor, Sherilyn, he can't participate in the final round of the karate tournament. Sonoko steps in and agrees to be his new sponsor. While walking back to the hotel, Rishi Ramanathan approaches them, seeking Kagoro's help to solve a case. Kagoro initially refuses, citing his vacation, but Shinichi highlights the benefits of befriending a reserve police officer, something Kagoro finds appealing. Convinced, Kagoro agrees, and Rishi shows him Kid's notice. Meanwhile, at a villa, Hesley Jamaluddin expresses confidence in defeating Makoto in the upcoming tournament. Rishi and the group, accompanied by Kagoro, reach the villa. Rishi explains to Kagoro about the sapphire, mentioning that the gem is stored in the basement. They descend, and Zan Hanshin also arrives. Leon, with his fingerprints, gains access to the safe room, showcasing its impenetrable security to the group. While handling the computer, one of the safe boxes descends from near the ceiling, revealing the sapphire alongside a karate belt. Seizing the opportunity, Kid discreetly uses an invisible marker to mark a specific safe. After finishing, he shakes hands with Leon, promising to safeguard the contents and obtaining Leon's fingerprint. Later that night, Kid descends to the villa for his heist. He navigates past guards, security cameras, and hidden lasers effortlessly. Unlocking the safe room with Leon's earlier obtained fingerprint, Kid locates the specific safe box containing the sapphire. However, he is unexpectedly confronted by Leon, who awaited Kid's arrival in the safe room. The two engage in a brief conversation as Jamaluddin sneaks up from behind. Although Kid manages to dodge the attack, Leon shoots him with a stun gun before leaving the safe room with Jamaluddin, leaving Kid unconscious. Suddenly, all the safe boxes in the room are covered with protective metal, and the space shrinks. Water starts rising from the bottom, intending to drown Kid. However, he escapes to ground level just in time. A guard spots him, triggering an alarm. Kid eludes all the guards, but as he's about to make a clean escape, Makoto appears to challenge him. As Makoto is on the verge of defeating Kid, a soccer ball comes hurtling towards him out of nowhere. Kid seizes the opportunity to escape while Makoto is distracted by the ball. From atop a building, Conan surveys the scene with his gadgets, revealing that he kicked the soccer ball. Kid grabs Conan and fills him in on the situation. Leon Lowe, a criminal behavior psychologist, had been in pursuit of the legendary secret treasure Sapphire, hidden in the seabed, for a purpose that remained undisclosed for many years. However, just when he was on the brink of retrieving it, Zhan Hanshen discovered the sapphire. It appears that someone might have tipped off the location of the precious gem. Leon's connection with his lawyer, Sherilyn Tan, had soured, and she chose to become Makoto's sponsor, preventing Jamaluddin from winning the tournament and securing the sapphire for Leon. Sherilyn was killed, presumably because of this decision. While the police harbor suspicions about Leon, he is not among the listed suspects. Kid is considered a potential culprit, especially since a Kid card was found in the elevator. Kid then escorts Conan back to the hotel. Meanwhile, at a pub, Kagoro is enjoying his drink when Rachel Chung approaches him, handing him a business card and instructing him to meet her at the sports center the next day. The following day, the group attends the Zonin Cup. Jamaluddin emerges victorious against all his opponents. Kid declares that he won't intervene if the sapphire goes to Makoto. As Makoto steps into the arena for his first match, he swiftly dispatches his opponent by knocking them out of the arena. Ran receives a call from Kagoro, who is unable to enter the stadium. Rishi steps in and facilitates their entry. He decides to take them to view the safe, presenting another opportunity for Shinichi to observe the security measures and devise a plan to steal the sapphire. Rishi reveals that the safe's password changes every 10 minutes, sent exclusively to Inspector Mark Aiden, Rishi, and Leon's cell phones. He explains that the safe room, appearing empty, is equipped with weight sensors on the floor and security cameras on the ceiling. The safe room is also surrounded by police. Suddenly, Kagoro recalls the card Rachel gave him at the pub. Conan informs him that it belongs to Leon, with instructions on the back to meet at Stadium Exit 3 at 3 p.m. With the time nearing 3 p.m., Kagoro and Arthur rush over. Meanwhile, Kid has devised a plan to steal the sapphire. Simultaneously, in his changing room, Makoto receives Leon's congratulations on his match. Leon playfully suggests Makoto become his bodyguard. However, Leon becomes serious and questions the existence of Makoto's fist, warning that it may lead to suffering for him and his loved ones. Leon wishes him luck and leaves the room. Sonoko takes Makoto out for lunch, and Ran chooses to stay behind as Shinichi wants to guard the safe. Outside the sports center, Inspector Aiden converses with his guards when Rachel accidentally bumps into him. They exchange apologies, and Rachel receives a text message. She returns to Aiden, apologizes again, and subtly slips her phone into his pocket unnoticed. Rachel then heads to the safe entrance, informing the guards that Aiden is calling them and offering to guard the safe in the meantime, a proposition they agree to. Kid, in his Rachel disguise, moves forward with his heist. He connects a device to showcase the safe layout, manipulates the security cameras, and gracefully grapples into the room. While in the process of cutting the glass encasing the sapphire, Rachel's lifeless body unexpectedly drops, startling Kid. The blaring alarm signals the need for a swift escape. Before making his exit, Kid notices Rachel had written something in her blood, but time constraints prevent him from examining it closely. The safe door begins to close, and he narrowly slips out at the last second. Guards converge from one hallway, but Kid skillfully disposes of them with his card gun. Aiden and his officers surround him. Kid shoots a grappling hook in Mark's direction, causing a chaotic stumble among the officers. Meanwhile, Arthur and Kagoro wait for Rachel's arrival. They suddenly notice an alarm in the sports center, prompting them to rush there, suspecting Kid has made his move. Kid skillfully evades the pursuing officers at the stadium and takes flight. In passing, he encounters Arthur and Kagoro. Suddenly, Rishi arrives, urging the duo to rush to the safe room. Aiden remains relentless, commanding his officers to pursue Kid. Kid lands on a small street, believing he has successfully evaded the police. However, officers arrive, and before Kid can draw his card gun, they shoot him. Rishi informs Kagoro about Rachel's lifeless body. Arthur notes that Kagoro had arranged to meet Rachel at the exit, but she had gone to send a message to Aiden beforehand. He observes Rachel's cryptic message in blood, SHE. After getting shot, Kid finds refuge behind a building near the pier. Sonoko and Makoto had just wrapped up their lunch. As they were about to head elsewhere, a hefty man accidentally bumps into Sonoko, causing him to drop his lunch. He pins the blame on Sonoko, but Makoto intervenes, leading to a scuffle between him and the guy and his gang. In the midst of the chaos, Sonoko seeks refuge by running to a nearby police car. Surprisingly, 2 police officers tumble out of the vehicle unconscious, and the car collides into Sonoko. Koto realizes the truth behind Leon's earlier warning. At the Singapore General Hospital, Leon arrives, sending a bouquet to Sonoko. He imparts to Makoto that the gods are testing him, emphasizing that he isn't ready yet. Leon hands Makoto a wristband, explaining that if it breaks, he will gain extraordinary power. However, he warns against using his fists before the wristband breaks, as it will lead to dire consequences. Kid tends to his wounds behind a building. The police assume he's dead, ceasing their search. During this time, he engages in conversation with Arthur, returning Conan's gadgets before taking flight. As Rishi prepares to leave, he notices Arthur alone. Arthur requests to stay at Rishi's house for the night, and Rishi agrees. Logging onto his computer to study the information Mark provided, Rishi is unexpectedly shot by Arthur's stun gun wristwatch. Arthur proceeds to examine all the gathered information. Leon and Jamaluddin rendezvous with Eugene Lim at a small pier, providing Kid with an opportunity to capture photos of Leon and Eugene. This is the end of part 1. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Remember to like, share and subscribe to support our channel, and don't forget to press the notification bell button to not miss upcoming interesting videos. See you later.